Welcome to Looking at Legal Stuff. Today we have a short protection order hearing with a man who wants a protective order against one of the tenants at the trailer park he manages. The tenant, who doesn't seem very sober, gets upset, then rants and raves in court about the manager doing his job and makes some wild accusations about their personal relationship. Then, after the judge makes his decision, she's so thrilled with him that she wants to shake his hand. What will the judge do? Let's find out.
This is case 23-262. And it's Mr. Messner's petition.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, what?
I said this is Mr. Messner's petition for an anti-harassment order.
Yes, Your Honor.
Just a minute here while I open up the file. Go. All right, and Ms. Davidson, I have a note here that you were in fact served with notice of the hearing and a copy of the petition.
Yes,
Very
I
good.
was.
So you're ready to go?
Yes, and then
Okay.
I also submitted a anti-harassment order.
You
excuse me,
did last week.
And that was Wednesday, I think it was. And then when I talked to the court clerk, she said they might not be able to get it delivered over the weekend because the guy delivering them had the next 2 days off or
Yeah,
something.
that can happen.
And so she said she didn't know if it would get, served in time
Yeah.
for today. Or
And I
not.
don't think it did.
Yes, sir, it did. I
Did it?
received
You got it?
yesterday. Yes.
Okay,
I
so you got
did
it
not.
over the weekend.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, there had been I think it was after you were in court, was it 2 weeks ago that you were here?
Yes, sir.
And we extended this, and I think what happened is after Ms. Davidson got served, she came into court and she filed her own petition. And since I saw that that had been filed and this was already on the calendar to just have both matters put on the same
Thank you.
calendar, I didn't know if you'd get notice or not because of the time frame, but apparently you did. So
Yes, Your Honor.
since everybody is here and we know exactly what everybody is alleging, we can just hear both of these things at the same time and make a decision. Okay. All right. So that I think saves both of you having to come back in another 2 weeks and hear the same things
Thank
again.
you.
It's just more efficient that way.
Thank you.
Okay, so just a second here. Like I said, I was opening my electronic file in this case. There we go. Okay, so we'll get started here. This will go a little bit different than what you heard in the last cases. Mr. Mester, I'm going to let you go first, as the original petitioner. And then after that, Ms. Davidson, I'll hear from you. But you can also then bring up the allegations in your petition, and then I'll give Mr. Messner an opportunity to respond to that. Okay, so raise your right hands, please. And do you both swear the testimony you give in this case will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, Mr. Messner, go ahead.
Okay, the reason that I filed it was because Ms. Davidson had come into my office to talk about the four-sided inspection that I did about 2 months ago now. I've been in place as the manager officially just over a month and a half, going on my second full month. And part of my job was to do an inspection, and she wanted to talk about it because she didn't understand or couldn't see what was on it. I told her, okay, I would get the original copy so we could look at it. I had a body camera that my management company requires me to wear when I'm out on the property. I reached over and turned it on, and when I did, she, for lack of a better term, snapped and went ballistic. Threw stuff at me, cleared off my desk, grabbed the camera, which she later told the police after I'd called 911 that she did not grab the camera. Came around the end of my desk and ran into my side and started reaching down trying to pick up papers on the floor. I had pushed back against her and told her she couldn't do that. She needed to get out of my office. That was other tenants' private paperwork, and she was not allowed to look at it. We exchanged a few words as she went out, and I grabbed the phone and called 911 and made a report. Basically, I just want to be able to do my job as the manager. I've been in place, like I said, a month and a half, going on 2 months. I can't fix multiple years of neglect and bad management prior to me in a short amount of time. And her allegations to other tenants is that I'm harassing her. I have not written her any violations. As a matter of fact, she has got the best looking lot in our park. The only thing that I had originally written was there was a question about the gazebo that she put on her deck, and we just needed to talk about that. And at one point, I had advised her to call 811. She was going to plant some stuff in her yard, and I had told her that that's the best way to do it. They've got all the accurate documents, and if you're going to dig, you've got to call them anyway. It's a law. Mine would be a guess to what paperwork I had, because I didn't have a lot of paperwork other than showing where the septic was on our property. I couldn't find electrical or anything like that. It would be a guess on my part, and that puts the property management company I work for at risk. If we guess and she hits something, that's why it's just better to call 811. And again,
Mr. Messner, didn't you tell me, remind me, that besides the incident you just described in your office, that there was another incident?
there was a time she came down my driveway, demanding to talk to me. I had just got back from one of my runs moving up from Oregon. And she had made some accusations, and she made the threat. She goes, "Remember, I have a gun and I know how to use it." And other tenants have told me that she told them the same thing.
Do you remember the approximate date of that?
It would have been the last week in July.
Okay.
I had multiple tenants write statements that she had told them that she was going to do bodily harm to me. One lady left me a voice message, but said that she would deny it if I played it because she's afraid of what Miss Davidson would do to her if she found out. And I submitted 2 more statements this morning with the clerks up front when I came in, letters that had come in. I just basically want to be able to do my job as a manager, and I can do that with no contact with her. She can put her rent in the slot in the office. If I have paperwork, I can hang it on her door without involvement, and state required, the RCW requires that I mail it as well.
And if I recall, you also live on the property, right?
Yes, sir, I do.
Yeah, but it not like, this isn't like an apartment situation.
No, it's a mobile home park.
All right. Anything else, Mr. Messner?
Not at the moment, just for when I respond to her.
Okay. Fair enough. All right. So Ms. Davidson, you can absolutely respond to those allegations as you see appropriate. And then after you've done that, you can then explain to me the basis that you're asking for an order as well. Okay.
Your Honor, I've lived at the Whispering Woods Trailer Park for about 15, 16 months.
Mhm.
Since the day that I moved in there, the management has not been, you can't work with them. We've got an upper management, Mr. Griffin, that I thought might show up today, because I've called him numerous times to find out what my rights and what my rights are and what they're not. As far as Mr. Messner goes, I don't have a beef with him. I told him when he approached me one Sunday and came across the road to my home, and I was walking away from him with my hose because I knew what was going to happen. We've had 4 managers in a year, and none of them will work with the clients, the tenants, including Mr. Messner. He was going to turn the whole trailer park around in about 2 days. And I said, not when your nuts are tied to management. Sorry, but they are. Mr. Griffin is an older gentleman that will not work with anyone. When I came to that park, I came to get away. This has nothing to do with it, but I want you to know why I'm at that trailer park. My son-in-law put a gun to my head twice in 3 months. And I had to get out of the harbor. I lost my husband. And that's a whole nother story. I came because it was secured. It was out in the country. It was quiet. And I thought I could live there peacefully. I just lost my husband after 47 years. From the minute I got into that trailer park, I got nothing but harassed with notes on my doors, my doorknobs, on my car, on my windshield. And it was over just stupid stuff. And I sold real estate long enough to know that I've sold in parks for many, many years. And upper management cannot grandfather some of us in and not grandfather the rest of us in too. And that's all I've come up with. JD Mesner and I became instant friends that Sunday morning that he came over to my home. Instant friends. He told me how sincere he was about making our park great. I did not bodily threaten him with a gun or anything else. Not one time. And I did not tell the neighbors that I would take a gun to him or anything else. My children stole all my guns. They're gone. I don't have a gun to my name. Yes, I've thought about getting protection. The only thing I have is pepper spray. It's in my purse right now. But the tenants have no right in this park, Your Honor. None. Every time you go to send paperwork in, it has to go through JD, which is fine. I have no problem with that. But as far as the 811, and he tells me that, oh, get it marked, have them come and mark it. I'm in number one. I'm first in and first out. I have the main septic system on my property. I have the main power on my property. They come, PSE and them come in on my property anytime they think they can. They move things around. They don't put things back. I get no notice of when they're coming. They've been there at 7:30 in the morning. They've been there at 8 o'clock at night. I pay my rent. I am a good tenant and I pay my rent. I didn't want anything to happen with me and Mr. Mesner, but when I make an appointment to go over to his office and I pull in there and he's got the doors wide open, all propped up, I should have known not to go in there. But I thought we had a better understanding than that. But apparently we didn't, because Mr. Mesner was going to take care of everything in that park and he was going to be the best park manager there ever was. And next thing I know, we're going out to dinner that night, Your Honor. That's how well we hit it off. And then we tried to have consensual sex, but that didn't work over at his apartment because, well, never mind. He couldn't perform. But anyway, that's nothing for you to know or whatever. But I will say that I really liked him and I want to apologize to you personally. I guess we don't have a harassment order yet. I guess I wanted to apologize to you today after listening to this gentleman, this fine gentleman. He's the only court officer I've ever been in front of that's fair. And after listening to all these people in here today, JD, I don't want it. I just want you and I to get along and work together. But your nuts are tied from management. So that makes me want to put my home up for sale and get out of the park, JD. I've never caused problem to anybody there. No one, including you. You're the one that said I threw all your paperwork. I put my hand on your desk right here to hold myself up. And then I did push your paperwork off onto you because your head was in my freaking chest, JD, pushing
No, ma'am,
me.
it was not.
Yes, it was, and I did not touch you.
Now, Ms. Davidson, obviously this is getting you worked up. Let's take a breath
I'm
here.
sorry. I'm
Just
sorry.
Everybody take a breath.
I just want things to work out. I'm the same way as that lady on the machine, meth homes and this and that. The park is infested with drugs. There's 60 of us that live in there. And I get picked on over some freaking piece of garbage or some piece of fencing that's out in my yard laying around doing nothing. The lady that wrote me up, all I did was take pictures for evidence, Your Honor. I never went on their property. I never went anywhere. I wanted it in case we had to go to court because I knew this was coming. The tenants have no rights. And JD's hands are tied. He's never going to get anywhere with management. I tried when I first moved in there, sir, and it didn't work. And I will move to get out of there and leave your life. If I'm that
So-
much of a miserable person to you,
Yeah,
fine.
Ms. Davidson, kind of focus up here and make your comments to
Okay.
me. All right.
I won't say another word.
Now, it sounds to me like you don't really want an order against Mr. Messner.
I don't.
Okay.
And I don't think I deserve one against me either. We have to live 50 feet across from each other. Yesterday, when he was outside, I had to look at the road instead of looking at my nice yard I've worked so hard on, because he's over there spraying bees with bee spray, telling all the neighbors. And I have heart failure and I have asthma. And all I can do is smell that stuff, even check with anybody that has health problems in the place before he told anybody and went and sprayed it.
Mr. Messner, I don't think you need to, I don't think you need to respond because it sounds to me like Ms. Davidson doesn't want that order she applied for, so we won't go any further down that road and I'll just allow her to withdraw that.
Okay, Your Honor.
Thank you.
All right, well, I'm sorry that there's this much conflict between you. I'm getting the picture that there's quite a lot more going on in terms of the property, and
This
that
was
doesn't
all
really have anything to do with
ridiculous.
you personally, but it obviously is, it's affecting the quality of life in the Whispering Woods. All right. The question really, this comes down to whether Mr. Messner has proved to me by a preponderance of the evidence that there's been this course of conduct done by you, Ms. Davidson. And what he tells me and what he testified to is about two different incidents that happened. You referenced the one that happened at his desk. And I think you agree that you pushed some stuff onto him and
I pushed it onto the floor, Your Honor. I didn't push it on him. What I did is I thought if I could get away
Misspoke.
from him while he's heading towards me, I'd turn around and get in my rig and go. And he said, I'm calling the cops. I said, please, I'll wait in my driveway. And I did.
And then another incident that Mr. Messner describes has to do with a threat. And
What did I do?
now, Ms. Davidson, hold on. This is where I announce my decision. This is not where we argue. This is not where we fight with each other. Okay, that's not allowed. Now, here's the thing. An order can be issued if I find by a preponderance of the evidence that there's been this course of conduct, and I'm concerned that there's a lack of proof. I don't think I can find by a preponderance of the evidence based on your testimony, based on Ms. Davidson's response about the issue of this threat. Not the first incident, but the second incident that you said was toward the end of July. The evidence is not strong enough on that. And without that, there isn't a course of conduct. And without that, there isn't a basis to issue an order. So I understand what you're telling me. I'm just telling you that I'm not satisfied with the strength of the evidence on that. So unfortunately, what that means is I'm going to have to deny the petition as well. So Ms. Davidson, what that means is that I'm not going to issue an order against you as Mr. Messner has requested. And I explain the reasons for that is the lack of proof. I'm not saying there hasn't been at least one incident though. And I'm not saying that this resolves things between you. I'm confident though that going away from here, there's not going to be further problems. If there are further problems, you know where the courthouse is and you can come back.
Your Honor, excuse me.
I'm gonna hope that there aren't any.
In our little fracas or whatever you want to call Mr. Messner's in the office,
Yes.
I've lost a $7,000 bridge that I'm
What?
heading to the dentist as soon as I get done
The
here.
dental bridge?
Yes, and it fell out in his office, and him and the 3 officers that responded all denied finding it. And I know that my bridge is in there. And that's gonna be next. I will bring charges up against that because I need the money
Your
for
Honor.
my bridge.
I can't resolve your
okay.
issue there.
It's all right, I'll do it.
clerk will make copies of this for you.
Okay.
And I'm gonna suggest that you kind of go out of here one at a time and not at the same time. Just
I
keep,
won't.
keep
Understood, Your
things,
Honor.
keep the temperature down, so to speak. And then Ms. Davidson, your petition is withdrawn at your request and dismissed.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Ms. Davidson, yeah, why don't you come up first, get your papers, and then just head on
Oh,
out.
that's now. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Can I have a
That-
handshake?
No, that's okay,
No,
ma'am,
okay.
yeah.
Thank you.
I appreciate the sentiment, but
I
we don't
appreciate
do that.
you. I appreciate you being so honest
Thank you,
and
ma'am.
straightforward. I'm sorry. I am honored to be in front of you.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Messner.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Mayor.
All right. So 236, 237, and 238 are dismissed. Neither party appeared as we